Hey guys, we are back with the Screen Team, and we are celebrating our anniversary here this weekend on the Screen Team. Of course, it was several years ago this weekend that the Screen Team was born and created, and one of the folks who originally started the show with me is here with me. We're doing her movie reviews for this portion of the show. We just got done with the best whorehouse in Texas with Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds, and now we're doing another one. It's called A Monster's Call. And
talk about switching gears.
Yeah, this is interesting because Sabrina, she loves movies. She loves them. But
I do, especially scary movies or movies about thrillers.
Right.
All that stuff.
And the thing is, Sabrina's busy. She's got a lot on her plate. She does a lot of stuff. So she doesn't get to see or at least notice what's coming out. So that's where I come in.
Yes.
I come in and say, hey, hon, this is going to be something that you're going to love. We got to do this one for the Screen Team.
And I trust him.
You're going to love this.
After 15 years.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the case with this particular one. We've got our son Luke. He is kind of taking over the studio
behind the microphones and in front of the camera.
Well, we'll just go along with it. So, I chose this for Sabrina, thinking she was going to love it. It had a scary type feel to it, but it did a total opposite effect for you. Is that right?
Yes. This movie was a lot deeper, a lot darker, and a lot more emotional than I had ever expected.
Right.
I thought it was going to be something similar to... I don't even know what I thought it was going to be similar to.
I thought it was going to be similar to Pan's Labyrinth, but like a rated PG-13 version of that.
Lighter, maybe.
Right.
I was, if it had been like Pan's Labyrinth, I could have gotten down with that.
Right.
And even if it had been less and more like the BFG...
Yeah.
I could have got down with that.
Yeah.
What we got was
something
totally
more
unexpected.
It was a very emotional film, wasn't it?
I cried the last 30 minutes. I literally pulled a King Kong. If you haven't heard the story before, when Chris and I were dating, we were house sitting at my dad's house, and he had this ginormous TV, so it was like movie central, right?
Yeah.
We put in King Kong, the latest version of it, and Chris falls asleep on the couch, and all of a sudden the couch is shaking, and I'm crying because I'm watching them torture King Kong. That's exactly how I felt in this movie.
Yeah, I was
being tortured and this kid was being tortured.
Yeah, I was surprised. The story is about Connor, and Connor is going through a tough time. His mom was diagnosed with cancer, and treatment isn't working so well for her. So he is having a tough time, not only at home,
because
but also
she won't talk to him about it.
Well, not only that, but I mean, that's a tough thing to go through for anybody.
It is. I think there's a lot of underlying issues here. One is that she refuses to bring him into the real loop of reality. And she constantly tells him, it's okay, this is going to work.
Right.
And gives him a lot of false senses of hope. Mm-hmm. And he has a mother, or a grandmother, her mom, who he thinks is like Hitler.
Right.
And it's Sigourney Weaver. So, I don't have to explain that any further.
Yeah.
But so there's a lot of, and the mom, I don't know what her actress name is, but she's
Felicity
phenomenal.
Jones. She was in Rogue One.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Just a crazy talented lady playing a really difficult part. And she's not in it a lot. Most of the movie is Connor.
Yeah.
And this tree.
What's up with the tree?
This tree is coming to him and telling him, wake up. It's time to tell stories. And tears everything apart in the dream that he's having and says, I'm going to tell you 3 stories and then you're going to finish this visit with the 4th and you're going to tell me the truth. So you get set up almost like a Christmas carol.
Yeah, kind of.
So you kind of get this, this is going to be the visiting of this monster tree. Well, the kid is an artist, and so is his mom. And as the story plays out, you discover their connection is really through art and expression, which is so ironic that they don't communicate about the one thing that is tearing them apart, the disease. And the grandma's here. She's saying, you're going to have to live with me for a while. The dad comes to visit from America, he and his mom aren't together anymore. So he's just there for a quick visit to try and give some hope and some reassurance. Hey, come visit us at Christmas. Come to America for the break. And the kid is just
angry
about everything. And he's so quiet at school, he feels invisible. And he's not invisible to a couple of guys because they always beat him up after school.
Yeah, he gets bullied pretty bad.
And so he's just sort of in this crazy world, and this tree is telling him these crazy stories, and the kid doesn't understand. What's the point of these stories? You get me involved in them, and you see them played out in really great artistic elements. But then the kid is just really confused. Why are you telling me these stories? Why are you getting me to do these things, tear things up, or express myself? And then you disappear, and I wake up. Until the fourth story comes along, the opportunity for him to tell his story. And the tree is this monster. They refer to him as the monster. His mom has references to drawing a monster with him when he's little, and just there's so many things and points of topic in this movie that you really have to pay attention to it to keep up with everything. It's intense.
So I'm curious. Can I give you just a second to regather your thoughts? Did you like the film?
I don't know. I think it's a great, well-done movie to experience once. I don't ever want to experience it again, I don't think. Because
the way that you were describing Connor, can you see yourself in Connor a little bit?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, absolutely. There's been lots of things in my life and 99.9% of everybody else's life that they'll find a reason to relate to what he's experiencing. It's not necessarily cancer. Maybe it's divorce, or it's being bullied, or it's being different.
Yeah.
There's so much that kids at that age, and he's prepubescent 10 or 11.
I think so.
Yeah, something like that. And what an awful time of life, for everybody.
Right.
And this movie just says, hey, we've all got monsters in our imagination that eventually help us figure out what's real, scary, and what's not.
Yeah. Do you recommend this for other folks?
Yes and no. If you like an artistic movie like Pan's Labyrinth, and even the BFG, and if you can manage to bring those two kinds of movies together, and you'll be able to handle the monster calls. If that's just too dark, and trust me, it was too dark for our son.
Yeah.
4 years old. He didn't really even get drawn into it. He was around, but he wasn't drawn into it. And when he was curled up on my lap going, "What is that?" And it was just a little too intense for him, I think. So he went away into the room to play or something. But I don't know. It's just, maybe if you have a 10-year-old and you got a difficult situation in your life, maybe this is a good movie to sit down and let it allow you guys to have a conversation.
Very good. The movie's called A Monster's Call. It stars Felicity Jones and Sigourney Weaver. We've got a movie that I think our 4-year-old will like a lot better. It's Cars 3. We've got special reviewer Angie coming in next for that. It's coming your way right here on KWOC.